Good morning, it's Friday the 29th, I'm FX Plu and this is the market brief. So it looks like Boris Johnson might be getting closer to killing off the Dominic Cummings story. Keep calm and carry on while the press does what it can to damage the shadowy figure of his chief advisor. Yes, the government may have lost a few points in the polls, but in the long run, it's looking like very little will change. The status quo also remains with Brexit as well, where the lack of progress is bringing a no-deal outcome closer and closer. The EU has always maintained that no deal would be worse for the UK, but given how slow the EU is expected to emerge from lockdown, let alone return to economic growth, it means the tables might be turning a little there. Sterling has been in a pretty narrow trading range, hemmed in by the lingering fear of the possibility of negative interest rates, and another quiet day is on the cards to close out the week. We kick things off around 123.40 against the dollar and around 111.15 against the euro. Over in the US, the death toll has crossed 100,000 and concerns over controlling the spread are beginning to drive worries about the possible pace of US recovery as well. Of course, Trump continues to claim it'll all be gone as quickly as it arrived, but it won't be the first time reality has proved him wrong. Don't forget, he said it'll all be back to normal by Easter. Another 2.1 million people applied for unemployment benefits last week. That moves the total over the 40 million mark. And yesterday the dollar index slipped down to the lowest level we've seen since the end of March. The big story from Europe remains that European Commission funding package. Whether it will get signed off by the member states and whether it will be big enough are the two key lingering questions there. The proposal to use the Commission budget as part of the recovery fund means it's likely that there will be an emergency top-up required in a few years as money runs out. But they love a plan that kicks the can down the road for a while, don't they? Just look at what happened with the Greece bailout. Euro dollar managed to break above the 110.20 mark. We saw a high of 110.90 yesterday, which is actually the highest euro has traded against the dollar since the lockdown began. And if that wasn't good enough news, Colin's back with me in the park to end the week on a high. Have a great weekend. I'll be back on Monday and I look forward to seeing you then.
If you do not have a clue, then just tweet through and ask FX Blue.